Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Malbeefance Channel. This is turn 46 in our series replay for Strategic Command World War I. If you've been following along this entire time, you know that we're probably getting down to the end of this playthrough. The Central Powers are pretty much moving forward on all fronts, slowly, but moving forward instead of back. And it seems to me that the Entente, at least the last couple of turns, has been running out of steam because they just have not been hitting back with the ferocity that I have been used to. So, yeah, I really do think that with British morale tanking as much as it is, I have a feeling that we're looking at the end of the game here coming up pretty quick in the next 3, maybe 4 turns. So, with that, let me go ahead and advance a turn. Last episode went a bit long, so I'm hoping to cut this one down a bit. Let's see what we got. Italian morale drops due to loss of Venice. British morale losses due to Suez. So we knew that was coming. Neapolitan territorial militia is mobilized. And Austrian foreign minister diplomatic success with Romania. Central Powers, their readiness is down 4%. So that would be in the Central Powers' favor because I think they were like 56% mobilized or towards war against Central Powers. All right, so the pre-dreadnought takes some damage or is in heavy weather. Sorry. Um, Scientific developments, logistic development up 83%. Gas and shell development up to 80%. Austrian spying and intelligence hits level 2, so that's maxed out for them. Ottoman Empire fighter development is up to level 2. And Ottoman trench warfare, 100%, that should give them level 5. Yep, so they're maxed out there. And there is our ledger for next turn. And so the computer is calculating supply for the Entente. All right, so they are repositioning some forces. And now it's thinking, planning, fleet movements. And here comes the air war. So we're starting over the Alps. Now we move to the Western Front. Looks like we're not done with the Alps yet. I'm surprised at the number of Zeppelins on the Entente side. I've never seen that many in one game before for the Entente. Alright, so here's all the usual suspects for artillery fire. Verdun, Liege, Trento. The Italians trying to push us back on the peninsula. UK trying to relieve Cairo. And what? No attack? Oh, no meeting. No meeting. How do I say? Meeting engagement that led to an automatic attack. So that didn't happen. Hopefully those 2 ships will be there when it gets to be my turn. Nope. Oh, he didn't get far, that Greek destroyer. But that French vessel up off of Scapa Flow, they made it back to port. Maybe the seaplane tender can do some damage. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so we've seen British armored fighting vehicles and French armored fighting vehicles out on the Western Front now. There is our reports disrupting UK convoys, and the computer is calculating supply for the Central Powers turn coming up. There's our activity summary. Not a lot going on there, just how much damage did we do to the convoys. British destroyer located out in the North Atlantic. Nothing I can do about it. French destroyer here in Denmark waters, Danish waters. Corps spotted behind the lines. French headquarters spotted. Another infantry corps spotted. Excuse me. Alright, so that looks like it for the intelligence report. Alright, so as usual, I'm going to start up here with the Navy. Ouch. Alright, so I think I'm going to start moving the fleet back. Basically having them... The idea is to cover for the submarines, because I want the submarines to go ahead and get upgraded. And having him get damaged was not part of the plan. So you can see the British have been working hard on anti-submarine warfare. That's what that 3 indicates there. So they're at anti-submarine warfare level 3. So yeah, it'd be a very good idea to get my submarines into port and get them upgraded. Now what this French submarine can do is they can go ahead and they can transit into the Baltic. That will have a negative effect on their diplomatic standing with Denmark. Go ahead and get as many of the level 1 subs back in port as I can. He can't get much further. I really don't want to leave him hanging out there, so... Alright. Go back this way just to make sure I clear the mines. I have a feeling there's another minefield right here. There we go. Alright, now just go ahead and get everybody home. I have a feeling that through the use of the game mechanics, the computer has a good idea that the combined high seas fleet is out here, and that's why we're not seeing more of a response. So basically I've lost the element of surprise, so I might as well go ahead and pull back. We'll go ahead and cover for the seaplane tender. There we go, and that should do it for the submarines and the high seas fleet. Alright, so back to the Western Front. what do we want to do here? I really don't feel like having my infantry soldiers charge the tank. That would not be wise. But I also do want to get the city down here. Alright, so what we're going to do, draw out the French fighters that are guarding that sector. Oh, looks like we had a good exchange there. Alright, now scout him out. And now drop the anvils on him. Alright, 1 to 6 either way. Let's go ahead and start with him. And now do this. So that way he can move up and he's still able to entrench. And it opens up a spot for the artillery to move in. Alright, now I did not upgrade anybody down here, unfortunately. No, let me get him his elite reinforcements first. Now he needs to dig in. Alright, so before I start upgrading anybody down here, let's go ahead and do the rest of the Western Front offensive that I wanted to try. So he's only got 4 shots. I don't know if I want to go for Toul just yet. Because I've only got the 2 scouts. You know what? Let's risk it. I know what's behind these 2 units, so there's no need to use the Zeppelin. Well, no need to use it for that purpose. And I can always use it to try and do some economic damage. Alright, 1 to 4, 1 to 5. Yeah. It's going to take him all 5 to get there. Grrr. Well, actually, that was helpful. Yep. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. There we go. See, I wasn't sure. What had happened was with this unit, the French infantry corps that was still sitting here, he was exerting a certain amount of zone of control, and that's why it was costing 5 movement points for the infantry corps to get all the way up there. With the unit destroyed and nobody sitting there, then it reduces his movement cost to get up there, and I can go ahead and I can have him entrench. So now I've got the trenches running along all 3 exposed sides of both of those hexes. All right. And I can get a fresh unit up into Verdun. upgrade him. So my fighters are not done yet. Okay, so no enemy fighters defending over Tool. We'll scout it out and happily get 1 point of damage while doing it. And now drop the anvils. Alright, not as great a odds as I had hoped. Alright, and that takes Tool. Awesome. Now let's get my workhorses out of there and get some fresh troops up. Alright, so let's go ahead and now I can upgrade a bunch of units. Let me just do a handful right now. Once again, all of my artillery has fired this turn, so I can't upgrade their mobility either. It's an either-or thing when it comes to upgrading. You can't move except for that little strategic swap that you do with the movement and the shift key. If you go ahead and do anything else with the unit, reinforce it or have them walk somewhere, then you're not able to upgrade. You wouldn't be able... Sometimes you can entrench. Usually you can entrench as long as you got a movement point left and you haven't actually attacked another unit. Okay, so that looks like that's all I'm going to be able to do on the Western Front. Let's go ahead and have a look at our Alpine Front here, which is quickly becoming a Northern Italy front as we push out of the Alps. So now I want to work on getting Verona. At least that's the goal. Okay, so those are actually not bad odds. It was worth it. Okay, so I got to clear this hex. I've only got 3 shots with the artillery, but it should be enough. Ouch. Oh. Oh man, he took some serious damage that mission. Alright, let's hope it was not in vain. One to two, 1 to 1, 1 to 2. Alright, we'll start with the Austrians. Well, he's the guy who's got to move in there, so... Ouch. Alright, but he's got backup. Alright. Alright, maybe not a perfect attack, but it succeeded and we didn't take anywhere near as horrendous losses as I could have. While I'm thinking about it, so I've been meaning on trying to get an artillery piece up here, but I've always been worried about making sure I've got somebody to defend against a major offensive against Trento. So in the meantime, until I can relieve the pressure a little bit more, the rail artillery has got a long enough reach. I might be able to hit Verona or Brescia. Oh, excuse me. With the rail artillery. Alright, so go ahead and upgrade those. Get the troops up a little bit closer. Alright, now the invasion of Italy. How are we doing here? I need to get Naples. Alright, do I want to transfer more troops or do I want to assault first? Do not like those odds. Alright, so we cleared him out of the hex. That improves his odds a bit. Can I get him to leave the hex? I don't believe so. Oh, yes, he did. Fantastic. That gets us Syracuse. All right. So now that we're set up for it, not the wisest of moves, but I'm going to take the risk. All right, so now transports. All right, so I think we have used up their fighter cover. I guessed wrong. All right, a little more damage done to the submarine. Hopefully that will help. That'll take care of covering the Romanian front, which reminds me, let me go ahead and have a look at that. So Romania is at 58%, and that is with the minus that the Austrians were able to get. So that means they were over 60%. All right, so that means I'm going to put that diplomatic chit right back in there. Okay, that takes care of the Adriatic. Now, Let's go ahead. Use the Ottoman Zeppelins to draw out the fighter cover. That way. Oh, wait. Oh, he can't reach. Nuts. Well, we go anyway. And there it is, the fall of Athens. I can't get in there to finish off the headquarters unit. Oh well, no worries. Start rolling him out of there. Not going to need him, so might as well reinforce. Alright, so that is going to end the war in Greece. So now down here in Africa. Oh, can anybody move into Derna? Nope, I just hosed myself there. Alright. It's alright. Minor setback. Minor setback. But now, the main event. Okay, so Cairo is the target. Let's see what we've got for odds to start with. Not the greatest. So let's see if we can improve them a little. Now what do we got? Oh, there we go. 1 to 4, 1 to 4. I think we got this. There's a reason why I am using the infantry and not the cavalry. I want to save the cavalry to try and zip around these two guys. Alright, so we got the city, and there it is. There's the fall of Cairo. Cut off Alexandria from the rest of Egypt. Alright, he's not going to be able to make as much progress as I had hoped. Oh, upgrade for the fighters. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that gives us Cairo, which means Egypt is going to surrender next turn. And then we've cut off Alexandria, so this Egypt-UK supply line is going to go away. What do we got them down to? So we've only gone from 17 last turn to 15 this turn. We'll see what happens with the loss of Cairo and Egypt, and then also grabbing Alexandria. All right, so let me zoom out here, make sure I didn't forget anybody. All right, so North Sea, Western Front, Alpine Front, Adriatic, Peninsula. Nah, looks like we got everybody. All right, let me go back to research. I wanted to... Okay, so they've got 100 available. Let's go ahead and start with command and control. Because the headquarters units, the Ottoman headquarters units, they need as much help as they can get to improve their quality. But that maxes them out again. Same thing for Austria. And then there's really nothing I want research-wise for Germany. All right, so moving on to builds. You start with Turkey, the Ottoman Empire. So yeah, you know what? Can I do any? Nope. No. Okay. Well, I can get it in the pipeline and then it can be upgraded once it deploys. All right, so Austria doesn't have enough money or resources to go ahead and purchase anything. Germany. Let me look at the... So let me go ahead. No. You know what? I'm just going to bank that. We'll save it for next turn. All right. Okay, so that is going to end this turn. If you've been following along, you made it this far, please remember to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And then go ahead and share this if you know somebody who likes this kind of content. And I will see you on the next one.